Hello and welcome to Sightline. Today in our studio we have founder and director of Lhamour, Ms. Khulan Davaadorj. So it's really great to have you here, Khulan. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So Lhamour is the Mongolia's first organic skincare brand, and it is actually highly successful and rapidly growing business not only in Mongolia but also around the world. It has been recognized for its accomplishments many times, and recently, last year, your brand was selected for Forbes Asia 100 to watch. So let's talk about this recent accomplishment. And what did it feel like to first found out that Lhamour was featured in the list?
Of course, I was super excited because actually I got a call from Japan, and the editor for Forbes, he was on the phone and he said that they are doing an initial selection for the list and that they're doing a research about us. So I was super surprised, and then he basically said he will do the research and get back to us.
That was last year, or?
Yes, that was last year. So at one point I did not know what was really happening, but then we got the email saying that we are part of the 100 companies to watch for within Forbes Asia. So that was pretty amazing for us.
Yes, and it's the Mongolia's first time to have Mongolian company and the list. Yes. So let's now go into the story behind Lhamour, its beginning a little bit. So it's now almost 8 years since the Lhamour brand was established, and it was actually when you arrived in Mongolia from abroad, and you developed Skin Rush, and you could not find the products without chemicals, and that would not cause more rush. So you started making those products yourself.
Yes.
And could you please tell us how you founded your brand from that period 8 years ago?
So when I came back to Mongolia for the first time, I started having rashes and allergy, and I started having eczema for the first time in my life. So that's why it was a very, very big challenge for me, because I never had this problem before. And one of the key things was the environment was affecting me so badly that I needed to really take care of my health and really take care of things that I can choose. For example, my food, the way I'm living, and my skincare products. Exactly. So I started to really think about my daily lives and what I take in and what I use, because at one point the skincare products were even making me more allergic, because it was causing my rash to become even more, you know, all over my face, basically.
With using simple things such as soap.
Yes, simple things, exactly. So that's when I talked to the doctors, and they suggested that I should use very mild, natural products, which at that time I could not really find. So I started to order from abroad, and just a small, simple product was really expensive. But then one day when I ordered, actually, it had sea buckthorn in it. So I was thinking Mongolia has all these amazing ingredients that these international brands are using, then why nobody is doing it in Mongolia? So that was kind of the initial thinking. And while I was working, I started researching about it. Then it became a passion of mine. I started taking lessons in organic skincare formulation. I got a diploma in organic skin formulation, and I started making products for myself at home. I really loved my products. I gave it to friends.
And you shared it with other people.
They really loved it. I put it on Instagram. People really liked it. So eventually that's how it became a business.
So Lhamour, the name of the brand is actually a bold one, and maybe it's unfamiliar to many, but I've heard that it was a combination of name of your favorite sister and the word amour, which is love.
So actually I have only one niece. So I have one brother. He has one daughter. And 8 years ago, I did not have my baby. So I really wanted to, first of all, give a unique name, because eventually the vision was to make Mongolia known to the world, to the modern world, to create a Mongolian brand. So that's why I really wanted it to be unique. And a combination of things that are part of our vision. So amour, which is for love, is our philosophy. Our philosophy is, through the products, we want to really make people understand that they should love themselves, love others, and also love the environment. And by giving the name Lhamour, I really wanted to create something that we can give to the next generation, to the younger generation. So everything that Lhamour tries to do now is to make the next, coming years for our next generation better. So that's why we are more of a social business than just a business.
Exactly. So you said it's a social business, and you are a social entrepreneur, and it means that you value your work and you try to make social impacts. So apart from making the homemade, environmentally conscious products made with high quality raw materials in Mongolia, you also aspire to help like women in business. So could you tell us about these social impacts that you are trying to make with Lhamour?
So the environment aspect for us is very important. So for example, our production is zero waste. Every single raw material becomes an end product. We were one of the few companies to really commercialize recycled paper 8 years ago. So when we started, people didn't understand recycled. They thought it was ugly, they thought it was not good looking, but then we tried to let them know there's so much more behind it. Until today, we don't use plastic bags. And we also have a zero waste corner where people, for example, can come and get products without any packaging. So they come with their bottles, they get it refilled
from like a very big container.
Exactly, and then they can go home. So the customer doesn't create waste as well. Our production currently has 10 women, so it's all made by women. Every single thing from the raw material processing to the end product is made by these women. And 5 of these 10 ladies have been with me for almost 8 years. So
very dedicated workers.
So we are like a family, exactly. And we've done a lot of programs. We've done Women in Business program, which was a networking event for business leaders, and then we had a Women Entrepreneurship Day program where actually we gathered 300 ladies who want to create a business and didn't know how. So we made a whole day event with a lot of mentors and guest speakers from abroad and Mongolia. So we try to do a lot of things like that because I think many people, when they see Lhamour, they see a young person who started from home, who then eventually, is trying to create something international. So whenever they see Lhamour, they see hope. And this is what we also want to really give the people, that you can do anything if you have the vision.
Exactly. So you have got this very big mission, and you're very successful in implementing those like zero waste products. So could you tell us like how your brand established in the early days of since its establishment? I heard that you could not get the loan from the government, and it was like difficult to find investors. So without investments, how could you like develop your business?
So when it comes to us, as I mentioned, everything is handmade. So we don't even have, large equipment or machinery. So that's why it was a much more easier business to set up in the initial phase. So that's why, as I mentioned, for 1 year I was at home and I did the packaging myself. I did the delivery myself. I did the social media accounts myself. So for 1 year, I was able to do everything myself. And then when we had, for example, a small room where we did the production, I brought everything from my home. So we did not really need much investment in the beginning. But now, since we're growing really fast, just 2 months ago, we actually bought the first equipment, because we are now getting more into business to business. So because of COVID, a lot of businesses were not able to import what they used to import. So they started asking us, restaurants, hotels, resorts. So that's why now we want to really create natural products that are also useful for businesses. And that's why we bought our first equipment, so that we can also supply businesses.
Like in mass production?
Not really mass production, but on a bit larger scale.
Lhamour is a trailblazer in the Mongolian organic skincare products, skincare market. So it has inspired many, and certainly one of the most successful domestic business. However, Mongolia's market is small, and initially you started selling your products to international customers. So could you tell us what are the next steps for Lhamour at the global market after the recent launch of your products at Fly Solo, fashion retail space in Soho, New York?
So we actually, just before COVID, were exporting to 9 countries. And because of COVID, it did, decrease a little bit. But currently, we're exporting to 5 countries, Taiwan, Singapore, Hong Kong, Japan, and the US. And we just recently launched our own company in the US. We have a warehouse there now. We started selling online, and we were just a month ago registered as an official brand on Amazon.com. So that was a huge, major accomplishment as well. And we started physically selling in a store in New York, which was also a big accomplishment for us. So our distributors are working in the other countries, for example, like Japan and Taiwan and Hong Kong. And we are really definitely thinking about expansion in the US and really trying to make it there, because I think it's a great market. And I believe that Lhamour has great potential in the US.
So in the USA, are you producing some of your products, or are you producing them in Mongolia and then exporting them?
Everything is produced here, and then we ship it to the warehouse, and then from the warehouse we ship it to the customers.
So when you're producing your products, what kind of raw materials do you mainly use? And also with those packaging and everything, like recycled papers, are they domestically made, or do you take it from other countries?
So we use more than 60 raw materials. For example, from Mongolia, we use fresh goat's milk, fresh yak's milk from the herders. We use nettle, thyme. We use cucumber that we process ourselves, rosehip, sea buckthorn, etc. So we use a lot of very, healthy, wild, organic raw materials. But we also not just depend on Mongolian raw materials, because there's much more that the skin needs as well. So for example, we use also avocado oil, olive oil that we get from abroad. We use coconut oil that we get from Asia, for example. And we really try to make a combination so that the product is of high quality and can be used by people with dry skin and people with skin problems. For the packaging, a lot of the outer packaging, for example, the paper packaging, is actually made in Mongolia. So because we are a Mongolian brand, we also try to help and grow together with other Mongolian companies. So the packaging company that we work with, we have been working with them, I think, almost for the last 6 years, and we have been growing together. So when we first started working together, they were a very small company, and they are now a very large company.
So it's great to hear that. So Lhamour has now over 80 products ranging from skincare products to hair care. I'd like to highlight your facial mist and also your new powder cleanser. So both are highly valuable products, and which benefits the health of your skin and overall health without containing any harmful chemicals, of course. So could you please tell us, as an entrepreneur and as well as a chief technologist at your company, what inspires you to keep working on those new products, those new formulas?
So when I first started the company, I think our first, let's say 50 products were more based on what I want, what I need, and what I can do as a technologist. But then later on, our customers are really people that understand and are devoted to healthy living. So a lot of our customers, they use everything we do on their whole body, hair, face, etc. So what now eventually happened was we started formulating products according to what the customer wants. So especially with the facial mist, our customers wanted this product, and they started telling us what they want. They wanted a product that doesn't have perfume, that doesn't irritate their skin, and when they spray it, that doesn't strongly come out. So we listened to our customers, and according to that, we did our product and we launched it. So with the facial mist, I think it took me almost 3 years to really launch it. So
it doesn't contain a paraben.
It doesn't. We don't use any kind of synthetic ingredients, no paraben, no perfume, because they are not
healthy.
Yeah. And with the dry powder cleanser, that's actually a huge innovation because it's a powder, and once you activate it with water, it becomes a foam. So for example, with traveling, they don't let you travel with liquids. So use our dry powder cleanser then.
It's actually healthier than a liquid one.
Yes, because it has all the active ingredients that are inside.
So, Khulan, thank you very much for coming to our studio. And our time is unfortunately coming to an end. So, what final message do you have for our audience?
Everybody who is interested in natural skincare products, please do visit our website. Please do see if we are somewhere near you and try our products, because we are really trying to keep your skin healthy. So use Lhamour, try it out, and I hope that everybody keeps their health and during especially the pandemic stays healthy.
So Khulan, thank you very much for coming and accepting our invitation. And it's been great to learn how much value, how much hard work, and how many big missions there are behind Lhamour.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching this episode of Sightline with the founder and director of Lhamour. See you next time.